Okay, I made it. Welcome to afternoon ACIM late version. A little late today. No sunshine coming in, so I'm just going to sit in front of the light like a creep. Lesson 24. Good job. Better late than never. Stick with it. One every day. Do one lesson every day. That's all that's asked of us. I do not perceive my own best interests in... Well, that's what it is. I do not here's a cookie. Have a fucking cookie. I do not perceive my own best interests. I do not perceive my own best cookies. I mean, I think I know best, but I don't know shit. So anyways, long day, but this lesson really has guided my way. And I'm not just saying that because it rhymes. Like in any situation involving anything, I don't actually know what the best thing to do is. I don't perceive my own best interest. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I do not perceive my own best interest in this situation. So anyways, that's what we're supposed to do today. We're actually supposed to think of like specific situations, and then we're supposed to say what we would like to have happen. And the one thing I noticed for me personally is like, I actually don't even know what I would like to have happen. Like, I am to the point now in my life, I'm like, I know I don't know what's best, and I don't have a fucking clue what I even think that I want, and maybe I don't know, maybe I do, maybe I don't. Anyways, I feel, I mean, maybe that's just my personal day too, like, but, do you want to look at the notes? All right, let's do it. So 100 freaking hours ago when I watched the Tina Jesus video, number 24, it seems, according to my notes, what he wanted to talk about, oh yeah, now I remember, was the conditioning process that society, the TV, the commercials, the industries, they spend so much money trying to get you to think a certain way, buy a certain way, live a certain way, want a certain way. Like he was talking about how like, okay, so there's like a car. One, they make it the car as sexy as they can. They use sexy models. They use sexy music. And then when you're feeling like shit about yourself, you're like, you know what would make me feel better? Buying that car. So advertising is so smart. I love marketing. Like I should have been a bad guy. I'd be so good at it. I could totally train consumers. I could get them to eat whatever fake food I wanted. Like I could sell a snow cone to an Eskimo sometimes. And then people who really know me are like, no, you're not that good. All right, so anyways, we think what we know, what would make us happy. That's what the conditioning process they get us with our own free will to think that we know what we want. And so all these commercials and programs and movies and everything that we've seen over our whole entire life sticks with us in our subconscious mind. So all of these images are influencing us whether we realize it or not. So that's why people spend money to advertise their products, because the more you see it, the more it will influence you, the more you will buy it. Now, what about the industries that aren't really actually selling a product? They just want to control you. They use the same manipulation. So we have literally been trained, literally, by the TV, by the commercials, by education, by religion, by the government. And so now it's up to us to transform our own minds. Now it's time for us to reclaim our minds. So he talked about the reclamation process, which now that I'm looking at it, we might need an I in that word, but spelling aside, the reclamation process, reclaiming your mind, transforming your mind. So you want to retrain your mind once you realize that you've been manipulated. So how do we do that? Well, we get back to who we truly are. We get back to nature. We go outside more. We turn off the fucking TV. We tell the media to suck it, and we don't pay any attention to it. Kind of have to do the same thing with the government, in my opinion. We read books. We be creative. We love. We hang out with friends, our family. We hang out with Jesus. I just threw that in there because it made me laugh. We could eat healthy foods. He was talking this morning, a lot of the food, yeah, quotes, big quotes. It's not even food. It's like products that look like similar to food, but it is so it's just not food. It's so processed, it's not even food anymore, and our bodies are like, what the fuck is this shit? And that's why we're so sick. So eat healthy foods. Try to eat fresh foods, fruits, vegetables, wholesome, from the earth. Like food that actually looks like it came from the earth is food. Nourish your mind, body, and soul. So these are ways to help with the reclamation process, so you can transform your mind now. So yeah, I love it. I love the Pathways of Light. I just really actually doodled while I listened to it, so we'll listen to it again. But really, the thing that I walked away with my little goddess. I love drawing goddesses. I guess you've probably seen that. Since we're on our 2,000th lesson, I don't know what's with all the THs today. They're really tripping me up. Ask the Spirit of Wholeness. Ask the Spirit of Wholeness. And the SHs too. Man, I keep like getting tongue twisters. But ask the Spirit of Wholeness. All right, so the Pathways of Light helped me remember that it is not my job to decide on my own. All I need to do is open my mind. I am teachable. I am teachable. And something that we can say to ourselves when we're not really sure what the fuck's going on in our life. Sorry for the F words, but if you understood my day, you get it. I am excited to see the good that comes from this. So if and when shit hits the fan, just say, I am excited to see the good that comes from this. Like, you're not sure what the best thing is. You don't know what your best interests are. You can't see the trees from the forest, whatever. Just say, I am excited to see the good that comes from this, and trust. And if you want to put intentions out there for your own best interest, then say, what is best for my true self? Ask the Spirit of Wholeness. What is best for my true self? Probably not this ring lamp. This ring lamp is probably not the best for my true self, although it makes like my face pop, doesn't it? Whoa, you know what? We're canceling afternoon ACIM, and from now on, because I look better, let's do evening ACIM. Forget that. Tomorrow morning, it's like back on. Sunlight, pores, blackheads, you're gonna see it all. All right, sit tight. I already gave you your cookie. You're not getting another one, but you can get this awesome Pathways of Light. Pathwaysoflight.org. Welcome to the reading, A Course in Miracles Workbook, Lesson 24, Insights. I do not perceive my own best interests. When I was growing up, I was often asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do with your life? I was given the impression that I needed to decide, and that it was my job to decide my likes or dislikes, where I lived or who I lived with, and what I did with my time. I have thought that this individual life I appear to be leading was up to me, and that I could find happiness by deciding on my own. Now I am finding that the opposite is true. I am now learning that it is not my job to decide on my own because I do not perceive my own best interests. I am learning that my job is to step back and go into a place of quiet and ask the Spirit of Wholeness in my mind for direction. I am learning to practice remembering that on my own, I do not know what my best interests are. But the good news is there is a source of wisdom and love in my mind that does. As I learn to practice stepping back more and more, I am finding that this source of inner wisdom does know what my best interests are and will lead me moment by moment to accomplishing my true purpose in this life. I am learning that my real life is in being the love that I am, and this real life never changes and is eternal. In the world of perception, the circumstances of my service does change, The form may change, but the love stays constant. Removing the barriers to my remembering my true identity is my fundamental purpose right now. It begins with remembering that I do not perceive my own best interests. This lesson is helping me recognize that I don't know as much as I think I know. It is helping me open my mind to be teachable. We've all seen little children decide that they want something and demand it, even though we can see that it is not in that child's best interest. The child clearly thinks it is. What is not so clear is that most of the time we are like that little child, demanding that circumstances in our lives be a certain way to make us happy. Like the child who does not know the whole picture and all the effects of having what it demands, we have a limited perception and do not know all the effects of having what we think we want would have on us. In looking at my life experience, I can see many examples of when I insisted on things being a certain way, only to discover that I was not happy when I had it. There have been times when I had what I thought I wanted and it appeared to be taken away. It was upsetting to me. But I learned an affirmation years ago that I use many times in situations like those. It was, I can hardly wait to see the good that comes from this. To me, this is another way of saying I do not perceive my own best interests. It is acknowledging that my perception is limited and that if I am willing to listen to my inner teacher, I will receive what is helpful and learn what is helpful. In every situation in which I perceive loss, when I use this affirmation or something like it, great good did come from the experience, sometimes important turning points in my life. Today's lesson is a great tool to use whenever I believe I know what my best interests are. It is useful when I have believed I have lost. It is also useful to use when I believe I have what I want to help me open my mind to a greater perception with Holy Spirit's help. It is a great reminder of the limits of my perception and an opening to let Holy Spirit give me His bigger picture. The more I can do this, the more peace and happiness I will allow in my life. How can I see what is in my best interest with my ego eyes? I cannot. My best interest is the interest of the one self. That is far beyond the comprehension of the ego. Even if it desired to understand my true self's best interest, which it does not. My ego expectations run amok, here, there, and everywhere like wild creatures, untamed and undisciplined. Thoughts going in all directions at once, each demanding attention. My best interest is the interest of my true self. I need Holy Spirit to show what this is in every moment. I can no longer pretend that I know what anything means. I give all expectations and all competing voices to Holy Spirit this day. Today, I am willing to say I don't know anything, and I am willing to follow the lead of Holy Spirit. Only then is my best interest made manifest. Only then am I in love and peace. And surely love and peace are in my best interest. pathwaysoflight.org. So there you have it. Ask the Spirit of Wholeness, whatever is coming at you. Say, like, what really could good? What good could come from this, right? Just ask yourself and open your mind and retrain your mind and be willing to reclaim your mind. It's your mind. And you have free will. I mean, if you want to give it to the advertising, okay, fine. You want to be controlled, that's your business, I guess. But most people I know don't want to live like that anymore, now that we know. All right, so anyways, that's it. I do not perceive my own best interest in this situation. Clearly. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.